Hi everyone, this is Dina here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. And this is Tuesday, January 23rd, 2024, and this is my first floss tube of this year. My last floss tube was in December, I think a little bit before Christmas, so it's been a little while. I have quite a bit to show you today. I did a floss tube whip parade, if anybody is interested in that. It was a floss tube extra, so go check that out. You can see all 32 maybe 32 whips that I have started since 2019, and I'm hoping to knock down those numbers this year. So let me see, where should we start? First, I want to thank you for staying with me and subscribing. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you stick around and see what I have to show you. And if you like it, subscribe and hit the bell and you'll get a notification when I do another floss tube. So I'm not very regular at it. It's just kind of here and there. I like to do them about every 2 weeks, but it seems like that never follows through the way I want it. So today I'm going to try to get caught up on a lot of things that I've been doing since my last floss tube in December. So I wanted to go over a few things with you as far as my cross stitch, my knitting, my haul, my flea market or thrift store finds, and let's see, is that about it? I think it is. Let me get a drink. Isn't this cute? This is a cup I bought at Gulf Shores, Alabama one year. It's been a couple of years. We were down there and just happened to catch the Turtle Fest that they were having on the pier that year. And they had all kinds of, they had like crafts for the kids could do and different things. But this lady makes these cups and sells them. And I think her name is on the bottom. It's Linda Bell. And she does such pretty work. This turtle, I don't know if you can see, it's applied to the cup. And it has a little place for your thumb up here. So, I don't know, you could probably check her out, and she may have some of these that she sells online. But this is one of my favorite cups. Of course, I'm a sea turtle fan, or a turtle in general fan. So, anyway, since I guess my last floss tube will kind of catch you up on a few life things. If you're not interested in that, just fast forward through them. You'll see when I start holding some things up. So we have 3 babies here today. This is Isabel. I pulled say hi, Izzy. Say hi. So I pulled the blind down because of the light, but she wants to look out the window, so I have it cracked just a little bit so she can still look out. And we have baby Tootie. She's here taking a little nap. And over here, from last time, we have Hannah. Say hi, Hannah. Hannah's coughing is so much better. We went to the vet, and we have a new vet because our old vet retired, but we're still going to the same place. And this is the craziest thing. She didn't think she was having a collapsed trachea, which Dr. Greg didn't think she was having a collapsed trachea either from her, let me square you up a little bit, from her dental in July. I had been so paranoid that it was collapsed trachea because we had lost a little dog from that, from a dental. So anyway, the new vet had suggested we try Benadryl. We had been using Benadryl and these cough tablets that the vet gave us. And she said what we were giving her wasn't nearly enough. So she wanted us to try more Benadryl, and she gave us an amount. She said, let's go 2 weeks with the children's Benadryl. Once in the morning and once at night. And it was like an abrupt turnaround. So she rarely coughs anymore. I can't believe how much different it is. But her cough is so much better. She coughs maybe a couple of times a day, usually after she's barked at something, and we're trying to limit her barking. But anyway, yes, her cough is so much better, but her anxiety is still through the roof. So I talked to the vet yesterday, and they are going to put her on some Prozac because her anxiety is just awful. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna try that and see if we can get her anxiety under control. So anyway, that's our life update on the dogs. Tanner's going to the vet this afternoon because I think he has an upper respiratory infection. So yeah, that's doggy update. Then let's see, kids were all here for Christmas, so we had a really fun time with that. They came in, and I usually do my traditional Christmas lasagna dinner, and this year we decided not to do that. We went for pulled pork. My husband did out on the grill. He did the pulled pork. We did a choice of baked potatoes with the meat and the cheese and all the good stuff on the potato, the jumbo baked potatoes, and we did that. Or you could do nacho chips and make nachos. We also had buns for sandwiches and a few little sides. So we had kind of a variety, and we had a good dinner. So I got some nice stuff for Christmas. I don't have it all down here because I didn't want to round it up. And are you gonna come over here? Are you coming over here? Izzy is getting older, aren't you? Yeah, Izzy's getting to be an older lady. So anyway, I didn't bring all my stuff I got for Christmas, so I'll just kind of tell you on some of that stuff. But anyway, we had a great Christmas. New Year's, I was going to participate in Kia Beast and my mind's blank. Steph and her mom, Pam. I think they are the ones that started the 12 and 12 on New Year's Eve, where you start one project at noon and or not necessarily start it, but you start stitching at noon, and every hour you do whatever you want, change a project or whatever. But anyway, it's 12 hours of stitching till midnight. And I had all 12 patterns all lined up, ready to go, and then which I had gone over some of this in my Flosstube extra, so if you watched it, you're going to get a rerun right here. But anyway, my Steve's brother had invited us to their house for New Year's Eve, so I stitched a little bit in the daytime, and then we went to their house for supper, so I didn't get much done. I stitched on a couple of projects, and that was it. So my 12 by 12 did not pan out. New Year's Day, I did not do a New Year's Day start because I have 3 previous New Year's Day starts, and I did not want to add to that. I want to kind of whittle those down a little bit, get some more progress going. Last year I decided that if I did any starts, it was going to be small starts so that I could get them done in, a couple, 3 days and move on to something else. So I got several small projects done last year. Of course, they're not fully finished because, you know me, I'm not very good at getting up and getting them fully finished. But anyway, I would like to have a goal of doing more of those. And I like that finish it up Fridays that I thought I might start this year. But so far, on Friday, I haven't finished anything up either. So what I was going to quickly do, which I did on my Flosstube Extra, but wait a minute, Isabel's going down. Okay. If you didn't watch my Flosstube Whip Parade, then you would not have seen this. So I'm not going over a lot of it, but just quickly a summary of last year. And I have to put my glasses on. Let's see if I thought maybe the FedEx truck was stopping here. Last year I had 27 projects, and I finished 12 of them, so that wasn't too bad. My top 10 finishes was not my top 10 finishes, I'm sorry, but they may have been my finishes. I had Halloween Hijinks, Quaker Gone Tropic, A Merry Christmas Truck, The Color of Winter, and Sampler Girls. Those were my top finishes as far as how many stitches I put in them. If you watch me, you know I keep track of my stitch count every day and keep it in my calendar book. And Halloween Hijinks, I had gotten 16,984 stitches in. That was my number one that I wanted to get done, so I did. So in total for the whole, and if you can, I don't know if you can see or not, but these are all my projects. And then I had a running total all last year, so these are my final numbers for each project. And I ended up with a total of 100,963 stitches for 2023. So I don't know, you know, I was going to look and see. I got to get these off so I can see you. I can't see up close without them, but I can't see my phone with them. I was going to look back on my previous years and see what I had done as far as total stitches. I just been tracking my stitches for about 4 years, so I wanted to look back and then I forgot to. So anyway, I'm not going to worry about that now, but I did get that many stitches in, so I was very pleased with that. So let's see. I don't think I need my book for anything. But this, I do have a couple of finishes. So let me show you this. I think you've all seen me working on this. And I did finish this after my last Flosstube. This was the Merry Christmas truck. I don't have anything to put behind it. So that's kind of as good as it'll get. But anyway, that's Merry Christmas truck. This was from Al's Sampler House on Etsy. I bought several patterns from her, and I really like them. This reminds me of the Coca-Cola truck that is all lit up at Christmas time. So I'd like to get this one finished. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it since it's long and skinny, but I don't know. I'm going to think about that one. But I do want it. I would really like to have this done so I can enjoy it next Christmas. Then a second finish, actually this was a start and a finish this year. I started this. This was one of my 24 and 24. This is Long May You Stitch. And I kept saying, I think, Long May You Wave in my last video. So, Long May You Stitch. Let me find my book and I have so many piles. Where is my book? I know I pulled it. Hold on a minute. It's not there, and it's not there. And it's not there. Okay, let me look right here. Okay, now this book could not have just up and walked away because I did pull it. Hannah, did you take my book? Huh? Did you take my book? Hold on, okay, I got it. It's in with my second start. That's why I couldn't find it. So let me find it. This is Long May You Stitch. And it was in the summer 2023, yes, the summer 2023 issue. And it is by Rebecca Noland of Lucy Beam. So I have 2 other stitches in here that I'm going to do for my 24 and 24. I have gone over this before and showed them to you. Let me show you. So, let's see, should I do that? No, I'm going to hold off on that for now. But anyway, this is my project I finished. It's on 40 count, 2/2, or 1/2, and it's a gray linen. I'm thinking it may be Confederate gray. I'm not sure. It's either Confederate gray or there is another really light gray that I can't think of what it's called. But this is my finish. So. Need to do that. I found a red book and a blue book, and I thought maybe I could do it and mount it, you know, to the front of the book. I'm going to scoot up a bit. Thought I could mount it to the front of the book with some fabric, you know, behind it, just showing a little bit. but my book was too narrow. So now I got to come up with a different game plan. So, let's see. Let me see what the next thing should be. Let me do my... Oh, I have another finish. I forgot. I finished knitting my shawl or my wrap. This was called a double... It was a double moss stitch, and I got it off of the internet, and it's covered in dog hair. I can't remember, and I didn't pull that pattern because I put it away. But I just mainly made this for, like, if I get cold and I want to sit in my chair for a little bit just to warm my arms up. It's made out of wool, an old wool that I had started a sweater on. But it's long enough to go, it's rolled up on my back. It's long enough to cover my arms and down my back a little bit. So if I have to run outside for something, I thought for like taking the trash out to the trash can, just something quick. But anyway, it was an old wool that I had started a sweater in a long time ago. So I unraveled what I had started and started it with this. So I used every bit of the yarn I had. I just kept going until I ran out of yarn, guessed at the border, and I finished the border up and had about this much left. So I just kept going on it, and I really like it, and it's really warm. The other day, I just could not get warm. I had an Afghan over my legs. I had this wrapped around me, and it really felt nice. So, anyway, if you can probably find that. Like I said, I put the pattern away, so you'd have to look back on one of my recent videos, and you'll find the pattern. But I think I got it off of Ravelry. I'm not sure. Okay. The next thing I have is, let me explain how I'm doing this. This year, as you know, I've told you before, I'm not good at setting plans and sticking to them. It fizzles out because I don't want to stitch on something that I tried the little wheel, the little spinning wheel, to choose what I want to stitch on, and that didn't work for me because I didn't want to stitch on what came up. And then I've tried Whipco, and same thing. The numbers were called, and I didn't want to stitch on that at the time, so that kind of fizzled out too. So last year I was going to do 5 days per project, starting with my oldest one, and by I think the end of January, that had gone out the window. So I'm just not good at following my plans. Right now, what I'm doing, and it may fizzle out in a month too and change my idea on it, but I had a viewer that commented about doing 500 stitches per project, setting a limit of something like that. So I thought that's a good idea. I never thought I would be one that changes projects every day because I don't want to drag stuff out and then put it back and drag another thing out the next day and put it back. So I ended up, I thought the viewer, she suggested doing these 500 stitches per day and then moving on, not per day, 500 stitches total on this project, and then moving on to another project. So I decided I'm going to do that. I'm not doing a set project in order. I have a basket that I pulled several projects out of, and I'm going to look through it, pick a project, do 500 stitches, put it back in the basket. And I'm going to keep working through that basket until either I finish something or I'm tired of it, and I'll throw it over in my whole big section of crates over here on the end of the couch, and I'll pull something else. But yeah, I am just not good at following what I'm told to do. So And like I said, I'm that way in life too. So I do what I want when I want. Just ask my husband. I do what I want when I want. So, oh, and speaking of my husband, we got a really a big scare the other day, and it was last Thursday. I'm going to be off topic for a minute. But anyway, last Thursday, my husband and I were sitting here in the living room, and we've had such cold, crappy weather. We've got snow on the ground. It's been super cold. So he's bored to death because he can't get out of the house and go do anything. So anyway, he was asleep in his recliner, and I was sitting here stitching. And he woke up, and at Christmas, he bought me a Cardia Mobile. I don't know if you all are familiar with it, but they advertise them on TV all the time. Well, I have this little heart issue. Nothing that's treated or whatever. It just, every so often my heart flutters and skips a beat or beats real hard. And I've had tests done and they say it's nothing. It's just normal. So I've had monitors and nothing shows up. So anyway, he bought me this Cardia Mobile anyway to have. So he's sitting in his chair and he says, hand me your little Cardia Mobile thing. And so I gave it to him and asked him what was going on. He said, well, he was having some chest pain up real high, but he said it felt like indigestion. And then he said, plus my heart is beating real fast. So anyway, I showed him how to use it, and his heart rate was 139 beats per minute. And so I'm kind of getting a little concerned with that. So he sat there for a little bit, and he hadn't been doing anything. Been sitting in the chair watching TV all day. And he had just woke up from a nap and hadn't gotten up out of his chair. So anyway, we waited a minute. We took it again, and it was still 137, something like that. So I'm telling him, this is not good. We need to probably go to the hospital. And he's like, no, we're just going to wait and see how it goes. And I said, well, at least, I told him, I said, let's take a picture of it, because a privacy policy through Cardia Mobile, you cannot do a screenshot. So he took a picture of my phone with the little things on it, sent it to our daughter who works at the hospital, and he said, this is what I'm getting. He said, do you want to know if she could suggest what to do? So she takes them and shows them to one of her doctors, and one of the doctors said, that's not good. His heart rate shouldn't be nearly that high. So we're doing this through texting. So anyway, he's like, I don't think it's a big deal. So I'm feeling much better. You know how guys are. But anyway, he's feeling better, and his chest isn't hurting. So I said, that's not good. We need to get something done. So he's like, being hard-headed, and I said, well, give me the Cardia Mobile and let me show you. So I took mine, and my heart rate was like 72. So then, and on this, when he was getting the 130-some reading, it was saying possible AFib on there. And it was, like in orange. So mine comes back after I do mine, and it's just a little thing you put your fingers on. So I get mine back, and it's in green, and it says normal sinus rhythm, and it's all is good. So I passed it back over to him, and I said, now you take it again. And so he does it again, and it's like 140 is his heart rate. So we send that one to our daughter, who shows it to the doctor, and the doctor said he needs to go to the ER now. So we get ready and start driving or get ready to leave, and he goes out around the truck, and I'm like, give me the keys. No, I'm gonna drive. And I said, you are not driving to Columbia. It's like, I told him, I said, maybe you're ready to go, but I'm not ready to go, and you're not gonna run off the road with a heart attack and kill us both. So anyway, he gets in the passenger side, and I drive to Columbia, and we get over there, and they basically take him right back and hooked him up to the machine and get his EKG running. And so then our daughter, she shows up, and we were watching it, and his heart rate was staying like 130, and then it'd go up 140, 150. The highest it got was 160, I believe. And so finally, they did blood work and x-rays, and so after we were there about 4 hours, and they were waiting on labs to come back, a heart doctor had come in and talked to him, and he said if they can't get the heart rate down, they're going to give him some medicine, get his heart rate down. If it didn't come down, they were going to admit him, and if it did, then they could give him some medicine to bring home, and then he had to see a heart doctor. So anyway, after about 4 hours, his heart rate went from like 130 something, 140 something, down to 77, just like in a beat. And that was like 77 and 80 and 76 and 85, and just kept staying right in there. And the nurse came in, and just shortly after it did that, and my daughter and I were talking, it's like, did they give him any medicine in his IV to bring that down? And I said, I never saw it. She said, I never saw it. So the nurse come in about then, and she looks up at that machine, and we said, did you give him any medicine to bring his heart rate down? And she said, no, that's why I came in to check, because it drops like it did. So anyway, she stayed in there for a few minutes, and it just stayed normal. I mean, it stayed normal, and now it's Tuesday. It's still running normal. He's using the cardiomobile, and he also has a pulse ox our daughter gave him. But they gave him some medicine to regulate his heartbeat and a blood thinner, and then he's supposed to be getting this appointment set up with the cardiologist, which they were closed yesterday because we had an icing. So a lot of places were not open yesterday. So anyway, that was our scare last Thursday, and he's been feeling fine ever since, but it really put a scare in all of us. I told him, I said, you're going to go to the emergency room, because I didn't want to have to be calling an ambulance at 2 o'clock in the morning, and hoping we got to Columbia in time. So anyway, that was my scare. I just come to mind, so I thought I'd share that with you. But he's doing great now, feeling good. So just got to get him into a cardiologist and see what they say. So now on to my what I was saying about what I was working on. I'm starting to pull from my basket, and this is one of the projects that I didn't take my patterns out, and I didn't unzip my bags, so hopefully these won't be too loud for you if you're wearing a headset. I am working on Consider the Lilies by Heartstring Samplery. This is an oldie. I started this on April 24th of 20. Way too long to have a project going. And I'm not going to unroll anything, since I did my whip parade last time, where I completely unrolled everything. So I have a couple dog hairs. So this is as far as I've gotten. I think the last time I stitched, I put all of this in. And then, no, I'm looking backwards. Yes, I'm backwards. So I put all of this stuff in right in through here. I think that's how it was. So anyway, that is one of my projects that I've stitched on. And I was not counting stitches at that time. Well, I'm counting stitches, but I'm not counting my 500 stitches and putting it away. I was just stitching on it until I got tired. I think I stitched on it 5 or 6 nights, and just out of the blue, I told my husband, said, yeah, I think I'm done with it. So I set it aside. Let me see what. Then I have stitched. Let me back this up a little. I kind of got them newest to oldest, and I wanted to do them the opposite. This is my oldest whip. It's you've seen this one 1,000 times. Hopefully it won't be another 1,000 times. Come on. Static is terrible. We have humidifiers running, and the static is still really bad in the house. So this is Alphabet Blocks by Carriage House Samplings. It's let me pull it up here just a little bit. And I am stitching, oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm stitching Consider the Lilies on 22 count Hardanger. And I dyed it in tea or coffee, I'm not sure. So this is how far I've gotten. I did this since my whip parade. So I got the R done in the rainbow and the little border at the top. And then now I'm getting ready to start squirrel. So that, and it was funny because when I did this, I think it was almost right at 500 stitches. This is when I started counting and stopping at 500 or somewhere close. I mean, if I had 15 stitches to do to hit or to be past 500, I went ahead and finished it. But anyway, this was, I think, just right at 500 stitches. So anyway, I got that done, and I put it in, and what I'm doing is just putting all of these right back in the baskets. So I will cycle through my basket and work on them again, like I said, until I'm tired of working on them or till they're a finish. The next one that I worked on for 500 stitches, and I am going to see a finish on this year. I did pull things. I didn't pull all of the oldest pieces. I pulled anything that I thought I could finish quickly or this year. And that's in my basket. So, hang on, I got a needle dangling. So I did that, and then I pulled some of my older ones. So this is Santa Village, and I'm down to my last house. I don't want to take it out, but I will show you the whole thing. So I am down here on the last house, or building, I guess, and it is the Hot Cocoa Cafe. And it has Mrs. Claus standing out beside it. So I did all of the roof, the chimneys, one snowflake, and the smoke coming out of the chimneys. And that was around 500 stitches. So that went pretty fast. And what I am seeing, some nights I may get 75 stitches in something and just not feel like stitching, you know. And then other nights, I do really well. Well, since I'm doing this 500 stitches, I've been getting them in every night. I can't get this back in there. Goodness sakes, because I have all my overdyes in there, and they're kind of taking up a lot of room. So, anyway, I said Miss Claus was standing out there, but I'm wrong. There's a little table and chairs right there. So, that's cute. All right. So, I did that. I worked on that. Then I decided in between some of those, I was going to start another 24 and 24. And I'm keeping track. This is number 2 of my 24 and 24. Let me move my magnet. This is back to this book. My 24 and 24 is all out of patterns out of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, or I have, but I'm picking 12 out of these, and then, let me think, Twin Peaks Primitive. They have pattern, and I can't remember what they are, because I didn't pull it, because I forgot to again, but it's woodland animals, and they're really cute. So I think I'll probably do those as Christmas ornaments. So there are going to be 12 of those that I'm going to be doing. So this was my second start. Yeah, on the patterns on the other page. So this is the second start. And I really like the way that looks. So I don't know whether I'll frame this or do it similar to this pillow. I like the way the pillow was done. So this piece is by Nerdan Camber, which is one of the sisters from Twin Peaks Primitive. So I have that started, and I'm doing it in DMC 45. I'm trying to look without my glasses, even though they're there. 4515. It's a variegated. I'm not as happy with this color as I thought I would be, but And I can't tell you what color the fabric is either. I did not dye this one myself. But, whoops, that didn't work. But I don't know. I'm just not real happy with this variegated color on this. But I'm going to go on and finish it because I got it started. And I'm not a person that will start something over. I have to really dislike something to start it over. Because once I get started, it's like, it'll be fine. I'm just going to go with it and everything will work itself out. Might not be one of my favorite pieces, but I just am not wasting time starting over a project. My Santa Village that I showed you just a little bit ago, when I started that one, I've talked about it before. I dyed that fabric. And I liked it at the time, but the farther I got into the Santa Village, I was a little iffy about it. And so I saw someone on, I don't know, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, I don't know. And they had stitched it on blue fabric. And I loved that blue fabric with it. And so then after that, it's like, well, I don't like mine at all now. I went from, to I really don't like this. But I was far enough along. It's like, nope, just going to keep stitching on it. So after I started showing it on YouTube and then watching my videos back, because I always watch them back before I post them in case I don't say something right and need to do a correction or whatever. But anyway, I started looking at it and it's like, well, that's really not that bad after all. So now, even though I didn't think I like it, I really do. So it's all worked out. So see, I'm finishing it and it's gonna look just fine. So the next thing I have done, and this one, like I said, it's the second one of my 24 and 24. So I'm kind of working just kind of whenever. I might work on that and then work on one of my whips and then work on it again and work on a whip, or I might work on 2 whips and go back to it. So it's just kind of whatever I feel like. One thing about my basket is it's whatever I want to do. So I'm not getting into any of my other projects right now. And it's giving me a nice selection. So if I don't feel like working on this piece today, I have something else that'll interest me. So this one, I will go ahead and unroll this one because it's easy to unroll. But I worked on this last night. This is a design by Lola Crow, and it is called Happy Haunting. I bought this from her Etsy shop. Can you see it without the glare? I hope. So anyway, I like the purple house and all. So anyway, I worked on this last night and I stayed with my 500 stitches, and I got all the ghosts filled in on the main floor, and I had to finish this bottom black and gray. So I finished all of those and did the ghost on the bottom floor and filled in there was a brown on the door I had to finish. And when I got done with those, I felt like I wanted to stop when I got that bottom floor done. So I did not stop at 500 stitches. I ended up with like 629, I think it was, for that. So anyway, it's now going back in the bag, and I still have to fill these ghosts in, and all the ones up in the sky. And I am using 1 strand of DMC glow in the dark with that. So I think it's going to be really cute. I'm kind of thinking about making a Halloween pillow out of it. We'll see. And it'll probably go in the under the bed box at this point, but that's okay. All right, let's see. Let me put that over there. This glow in the dark thread is not the most fun to work with, but it's going to be very cute. I've used it before. Okay, so now I'm going to show you. Those are what I've worked on since Christmas. Well, since my last Flosstube. So now I'm going to show you what is in the rest of my basket. And I just have, I don't know if I can get it over here. Let me try. This is what I'm using, is one of these. And it is very cramped full of stuff. I can't put all my scroll frames in it, but the project bags are in there. So anyway, the next thing, after I finished Happy Haunting last night, I decided to pull this one out. And this one is called Flowers of the Month. And these were from a Leisure Arts magazine. Let me see. I don't think... Yes, it's from the 2020, just cross-stitch magazines. And you got 2 flowers in each issue. And I thought those were just really cute. They're small, they're quick, and I have finished some of them. You've seen them before, so don't need to waste a lot of time looking at those. You've already seen those, and you'll see it all on my whip parade. But anyway, I think I've already done these 2, but anyway, I am getting ready to start another one. I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left, 5 done. So I still have, what is that, 7 to do. So that's what I'll be working on. This is what I'm going to work on tonight, is a flower of the month by Just Cross Stitch 2020 issues. All right, I guess I don't need to zip those back. The next thing that's in my project bags are, take my glasses off a few minutes. I love doing Lizzie Kate designs, and I like to do them over one. They are so cute, and they make up the cutest ornaments. So I'm doing this, and I can't tell you what it is other than I'm thinking it's probably a 28 count from the look of the stitches. I'll get my elves on that, Santa 2009. Whoops, and it goes sliding across the floor. And this is my progress. And there goes a scroll frame. So this is my progress on it. I have not worked on it for a long time, so I'm glad I'm getting it out. And then I have these in the same bag. Then the next one I have started is Santa's Got the Goods, Santa 2008. And this is my progress on it. So I have it looks kind of funky, but that's the outline of his beard. And then I think he had that square in there is a package he's holding. So I got that much done, so. And then I've got enough room to do a couple of more anyway, so I've just pulled a scrap out and I'm using that. So that is in my project bag, and I keep both of them in the same one. I was able to get several of my pieces on scroll rods. I worked on those between Christmas and New Year's, and I found some more scroll rods and got them put on there. And in fact, that one I'm working on right now, that summer sampler, that's part of my 12 for 12, which is right back here. I got it on a Q-snap now. I had it on a hoop, and you all saw that, and I say I just never like a hoop. I don't want to get hoop marks. I don't like to iron out the wrinkles because sometimes they're hard to get. This is a bag I got at a stitching retreat in Orange Beach, Alabama. So Santa lives in a beach bag. Santa probably goes to the beach during the off season. We just don't know it. Oh, are you gonna want up here for a minute? Okay. Give me a kiss. Okay. Say hi to all the nice viewers. Can you say hi to all the nice viewers? Yes. Okay. Can you sit back down now? All right. Okay, the next thing that's in my bag is silk beads, and this was a kit that came from Krennic. I kind of figured that out. I have had this forever. I've been stitching over 40 years, so I don't think it's that old, but it's it's got a date of 2004. So hold it up, show you just the top. It's just like a little almost like a little sachet pillow. And you would have thought I could have whipped that out real quick, but of course I didn't. So it's done that much in a little hoop. And then I'm just going to make it into a small pillow. Unless I have a teeny tiny frame, I might put it in. And I did buy, it was one time, sometime last year, I found these cute little tiny frames at Michael's. And I might put it in that. I don't know. So I have so much stuff that needs frames, and I bet I probably have 300 frames in the basement. And I have them grouped in containers according to sizes, whatever's kind of close. I put small rectangles together, large rectangles, small squares, large squares. So it makes it kind of easier to go through and look at stuff. So this one, for some reason, I am just sick of looking at this one. I said in my whip rate, I was sick of looking at these, and I don't know why, other than they're just not done, and I'm tired of looking at them. So this one, I got to put the house in. I have to fill the house in. Oh, I forgot to tell you what it was. But as many times as I've shown this, you probably know already. Winter House Trio by Waxing Moon Designs. Let's try to get that where you can... There, that's a little better. So I've done all 3 of them, or I'm working on all 3 of them. This one is snowy. I did it 1/1, and I'm going to make it into an ornament, and I love the 1/1. I wish these were 1/1 now. But anyway, I don't know what I'll do with them, but this one is completely done. And I fixed the funky looking door from last time. I had no I didn't. I'm going to mess around and forget that. That little door needs 1 white stitch on this side. You see where the little stitch is here? I need to put 1 stitch there, and I'm just going to put it over the gray. And I think it'll be fine. I don't think you'll notice it. I've put stitches over stitches before, and they're okay. So I got to fix that. But then I got to fill the house in on this and do the snow at the bottom of the house. So I will be glad when I get that done. But I think once I get on a roll with filling in the house, it won't be bad. I think that one is that's the red house. So that'll be kind of enjoyable. Let me steady my hands. That'll be enjoyable to fill it in with the red. Okay, so that one's in there. And the next thing that's in my bag, I won this kit when I was at the retreat in Orange Beach, Alabama a couple of years ago. And it's from Hands On Design. It's Harvest Hexies. It came with everything to make this except for stuffing the pillow, which is no big deal because I have a lot of pillow stuffing. So this is, and I didn't notice it until Felicia from Mouse Potato Designs, I think, is doing one of these. She's doing a sewing themed one, I think. And I didn't know that Hands On Designs had several different ones of those hexies. So it came with, I'm going to drop everything. Backing fabric for the pillow. I don't know what this little piece of felt is for. There's a big piece of felt for the pillow front. So I don't know, I'll have to look. Maybe it's just a little, and it even comes with the hexies to mount your piece on so that you can sew them together and get them on your pillow. So it was really nice kit. She has there's the colors. This is why I don't use thread drops, because I hate this stuff. I want my stuff nice and neat. Kathy does great pictures. Let me kind of just... She does really detailed instructions. This is another side. So anybody, if you've never done this before, you're not going to have any problem, because Kathy Haberman does a great job of giving you all the details of that. So that's the pattern. I'll show you what I only worked on this for a very short time, a long time ago. So this is all I have done. But I took the piece of fabric and I took a pencil and marked it in thirds because you got to have 6 pieces. So I've got a pencil line down through here, and if you have a good sharp pencil and you start in between 2 threads, it'll just follow its way down. And then I divided it in half this way and went across. So I know exactly where I just mark my center. I eyeball it, and then I'll just stitch my design. So that is Harvest Hexies by Hands On Design. And then my next one, y'all have seen this recently because I was doing this. I was being very good at a flower a day, and I was doing a flower a day until I started working on my Merry Christmas truck. And then I quit on it, so I really need to get back on it again. This is A Flower a Day by Carolyn Manning. And it says stitch along, so I don't know if there was a stitch along at one time or not. I've not heard anything about it. I just bought it and really liked it. So I am doing this on, let me look. I think I have it written down. No, I don't. I think it's a 6 or a 18 or a 20 count Ada that I dyed myself with yellow Rit dye. And I think it was lemon yellow. So it's more yellow than it is here. It's pretty close here, but it's a pretty bright yellow. But this is how much I have progressed along. Let me see how tight these are. Yeah, hang on, I can loosen this up without being too much of a pain. Okay, so here it is. And I love this piece. It's been so much fun to stitch on. There is so much in there, but it has been so fun to stitch on. And every time I do a little flower, it's like, oh, well, I'm that much closer to being finished. And I have divided, I've mentioned this before, that I've divided the chart up into little sections. I'll show you just a little bit of it because it's not gonna make much difference, and I don't know which way this goes, but you can see the lines where I've kind of sectioned it off, and I sit down one night and I do one little section, and then I'd stitch on whatever I wanted to, or maybe I felt like stitching 2 of them, but if I'd missed a day, then I'd stitch to make up for the day I missed, or the days I missed. I got about a week behind at one time, so I stitched like 7 squares, or 7, my tag fell off. Oh, that's why, because I thought I'd use these little light bulb pins, and clip this on, and they don't work. So I have to get another jump ring and put on that, and then clip it on there. So anyway, whoops, let me put this back in here. So anyway, I've really enjoyed that, and I was trying to work it in with what I'm stitching on and my 24 and 24, and then also whatever project I'm working on with the 500 stitches, but I haven't started it yet. I'm kind of been wishy-washy this year. So anyway, you've seen that one, so I'll put it down there. Then my last one I have in my bag, I started this in 2022. It was one of my 12 and 12, and it's from Heart and Hand, and it was Tall Turkey. Let me see, I have to use both hands, keep it steady. Tall Turkey. It came with the fabric. I got fuzz on there. Are you wanting down? Hold on just a minute. Let me scoot this over. Okay, now you can get down. You want down? Hold on. They have to have a little step to get up and down off the couch, so I got to give her a step. Okay, so Tall Turkey was started in for my 12 and 12. Came with the fabric and the pumpkin button. I found this at a flea market for nothing. I think I give like $1 for it. But it calls for sampler threads, which was not in there, and it may not have come. I don't know if it came with it or not, or I know it didn't come with it when I got it. But anyway, I tried to convert it over. It has Anchor and DMC, but I tried to convert it over to Gentle Art or Week. So my colors aren't exactly what that one is showing. Golly, this, I have to steady so easy. So anyway, mine don't match exactly, but they're not bad, and I've lost my bag. Let me see. I don't know how. Yeah, they're just kind of a bunch of them in Ziploc bags down there. So that's not going to be easy to show you. The fabric that it came with is 32 count tobacco Belfast linen. So I'm doing 2/2, and all I got is that very top feather done. And like I said, this was a 12 and 12, and I haven't worked on it since. So that's why this was going to be one that it's not going to take long to get that stitched up. I just need to get on it. So let's see. My stack is building. Hopefully it doesn't go anywhere. So that's the last of what's in my bag. And like I said, I'm just, I just decide what I want to stitch on. I even will go back and stitch on, if I don't want to stitch on something that I have not stitched on this year, but it's in my bag. Like if I want to stitch on my alphabet blocks again, I'm not going to stitch all the way through and then go back to this. I'm just going to pull something and stitch on it. So I think it's going to be more fun that way. Now, let's see what we're going to do next. That, I think, is everything. I'm going to do my knitting at the last because some people are not interested in it. So I'm going to show you. I don't know what this came off of. I'm going to have to find it, put it back in the bag. Okay, so I'm going to show you my haul, and then I'll show you some of my stuff that I've gotten. First, let me find this one. This, I was contacted by Luca S Designs, and they are a company. If you go to Luca's, it's right here. lucas.com. This is a great company. I saw Liz Matthew had some of these projects, and I really like the way, I don't buy kits. I try to steer away from kits. I've just never liked the way the flosses are put together. I don't know what the quality of the floss is or the fabric, so I've just always steered away from kits. But I saw Liz Matthews and she's, hello from Liz Matthews, if you're not familiar, she's a designer. But she had ordered some of these kits, and the way they put these kits together are really, really nice. So anyway, this company, Luca S, had contacted me through email and wanted to know if I was interested in picking out a kit if I talked about it on my channel. And it was so funny because I had been on their website looking at patterns, and they may have found out, I was looking at their website that way. I don't know. All this technology, I never know. So I'm opening it up for the first time to show you. So, pull it out here. That's just a piece of cardboard. Okay. So, all of the floss, let's look, but this is what I liked about it. All the floss came carded. I'm gonna have to get my glasses on for it. All the floss came carded, and it has the little symbol right here, and it has an arrow down, so you're picking the right color. You're going to use this one, not this one, which I always have a little trouble with symbols or something that's in between something. It's like, okay, do I use this one or do I use this one? Well, they have a small little arrow that points down at the color of this symbol. Then there is a little slit right here that you can put your thread in, or there's little holes here that you can punch the center out, and you can loop your extra thread through there. So I really like this. They have them. Let me make sure I'm pulling them out right. Okay, so there's that and that and that. So there is no sorting of threads, which I flat refuse to do. If they are grouped in a big bundle, I won't buy it. I'm just not going to waste my time sorting threads. I'm sorry, but if companies want me to buy their kits, then they need to do this. And I don't care whether it costs a little bit more or not. I'm not sorting threads, just not going to do it. So anyway, let me go back. I want to just go to the front page and tell you about this. Okay. I chose this kit. There was several that I was going to choose, but they were out of stock. They give me $1 limit, which was fine. I understand that. But they gave me a nice dollar amount to choose up to that. And I ended up choosing this one that is called Winter Holidays. And it's the blue house with the red car. This is a gorgeous piece. This is so pretty. And I always said I'm never doing a full coverage piece because I'm just not a full coverage type person. They're too detailed. I don't do confetti stitching much. So if it's got a lot of color change, I just kind of steer away from it. But I love this. And now I think I may be getting addicted to this stuff. This is, like I said, it's Winter Holidays. They use Swaggart fabric, so you can see it has the orange stripe down along the side. This is 16 count Ada. So, and it has a needle that it comes in. Let me look. They give you on the front of it, and they'll give you on the website also. That's the order number, but it's 9 3/4 inches by 13.2 inches. It's on Ada 16 count, and it uses 40 colors of thread. So I think it's nice to know that ahead of time. And then, looks like they're from Moldova. Whoops, there goes some instructions. So I think they're in Moldova. Luca S. is a family owned. I went back and looked at their website and read about them. They are a family owned company. They have wonderful large graphs to read, even though if there's a lot of color changes, they have very nice, see, it's not gonna matter on this if I show you this or not, because you're not gonna know what it is. But anyway, they have really, really nice graphs. So anyway, I wanted to pass that along. They give you some instructions on how to cross stitch or whatever. So I'm very, very impressed with these charts and the price. I am going to be ordering more of them. Okay, wait a minute. I'm just going to put this to the side because I'm not going to be able to get it back in there right now. I definitely will be getting more Luca S. Kits, which I did. But anyway, so on to the stuff. I did want to talk about that. So go to Lucas S. and check out their kits. And then also you can get those on Amazon. So there was one I really, really wanted, and they were out of stock on Luca S.'s website. So I went to Amazon, and it was out of stock there. This was before Christmas, because I was going to put it on my Christmas list. And so it was out of stock. So I kept watching and looking, and it came back in, so I grabbed it a couple weeks ago. So anyway, on my haul, my recent haul, I got just the other day what is that one? Is that February, March? I never know how they label these. Spring. It's the spring issue of the Just Cross Stitch magazine. I think that's such a cute little pattern. They've done a lot of changing. If I don't know if you know or not, but when we were at StitchCon last year, there was a representative from Just Cross Stitch there, and she wanted just the stitchers to come and talk to her and kind of give her some ideas of what stitchers would like to see change about the magazine, what we would like to, or what we think would be something nice to add to the magazine. Just, you know, something that would make it more interesting to the stitchers. And so I think they did get some feedback. I didn't talk to her, but I've subscribed to this magazine for years because it's fairly inexpensive, and if you do a couple of patterns out of it, you know, it pays for itself. But anyway, I had made a comment that I'd like to see more primitive designs in here, or I just wasn't up with their style on a lot of things. So they have made a lot of changes. When I was reading the inside of this, she said that they added, if you haven't already felt the change in your fingertips, we've added a whopping 16 pages to this publication, and we'll do so on all regular issues going forward. So you're going to get more in the magazines now than what used to be. There are, let me look here. I thought it said how many projects were in this. But it's, no, I don't see it. But anyway, this was a nice magazine that came this last week. Okay, then on my purchases, I've been spending too much time on Etsy, that's for sure. But I bought this one. It's from Art Mishka, I believe is how it's pronounced. It's designed by Anna Gotova. She's from Italy. And I love these penguins. For some reason, I like reindeers. I think reindeers are so cute. So anything with a reindeer, pretty much, and penguins, I've started getting into the penguins. So I want to do these individually and make them into ornaments. But I think they are so super cute. So this is penguin ornaments. Gives you 14 count and 16 count. Now they're giving you the finished size as if you do them all on one. There's 15 shades of DMC, and the type of cross stitch is cross stitch and back stitch. So Art Mishka cross stitch. Very cute. And her graphs are really nice too. I don't want to show too much, but I always like to see a good graph. So, very nice graph. Then I bought, let me see if I bought anything else from her. No. Okay, Ulysses Blue Stitching. I picked up this one. It's called Snowman. And I like the cardinals and the fox with it. Because I also like fox. I just like animals. I don't care what it is. I like all animals. And so I got that one. Now another really nice graph. It doesn't give you the details on the front like the other one did. It says it's 127 by 113, but I'm sure it's got on the inside to where you can see it. I picked this one up, and there's nothing but the cover photo. And it says Fractor on it. Let me see if I can find any other information. Because I kind of printed them, flipped through them, and put them in my sleeve protector. Ovsanakova Maria is the name of the designer. This is called number 371 Fractor. And it's this one right here. I love Fractor Style. I've bought several Fractor Styles lately, so I would like to get started doing some of those also. I think this one is a good size piece. Whoops. All right. Let me lay this over here. How's my time? I'm going to have to leave by 12:30 to get Tanner to the vet. Okay, 185 by 138. So I'm going to have to hurry up. I bought Lost in Stitches Christmas Band Sampler. I'm not going to take these out because I've got some more stuff to show yet. But this is Lisa from Lost in Stitches. She is starting to design. I bought this one. I have held off buying these for so long, and I finally broke over and did it. This is from Swevlana Sikar. She is from Ukraine, I believe. I kind of I like to buy from people that, let me look and see. As I say, I like to watch where the companies are out of, though. Squirrel. I love this little guy. These are just the cutest things. So I bought Squirrel. I bought Winter Fox. And this is my favorite. I bought Beaver. Is he not the cutest thing? Got his little hat with his big green pom-pom and his sweater on. I just think they're so cute. Okay. Oh, and I was going to mention this. I don't know if anybody knows, but I found these at Dollar Tree. They're just trims for $1.25. I think you get a yard of each. Yeah. So I bought 3 packages. They're all the same. But, yeah, I thought that was a good buy. So for my Christmas, what did I say it was? I got 40 minutes. Okay, we're going to be done by then, before then. Okay, so for Christmas, one of my daughters got me this from Lucas S. Designs. Whoops. And I didn't have this on my list, but she knows I like Christmas. So again, this is listed on the front. It's 16 count Aida. It has anchor threads in this one. It has 46 colors, and they even give you a skill level. 3 hearts out of 5. I was going to see if it had any other. No. Looks like that's it. So here's the colors. See, isn't this nice presentation of a kit? I definitely will be getting more of those. And then the same daughter, gave me this for Christmas, and I had not seen this before, but I'm going to hold it up, but I know there's probably some people out there that don't like bad words, and that's fine, but I'll cover up the worst of it, and you're just going to have to look away while I show it, but it's called Maybe Swearing Will Help, and it says, relax and curse your ass off in cross stitch. So we have looked through this. We looked through it when I opened it, and oh my gosh, we laughed so hard at this book. It has so many funny things in it. But I'm thinking she found it on Amazon. I'm not sure, but yeah, Maybe Swearing Will Help. So she gave me that one. And then my younger daughter gave me this book, 8 slipper styles to knit. So she wants me to knit her this pair right here. So she has a pair of knitted slippers crocheted. She wanted me to make her a pair because she loves them so much. And I said, oh, for one thing, I don't like to crochet, and I'm not good at crochet. So she found a knitted book. So I'm going to do some knitted slippers and see how those turn out. And then she also got me, I can't remember what all she got me, but she did give me a pair of sock stretchers because I have been knitting so many socks and I didn't have any sock stretchers, and I had that on my Christmas list. And then this was what my grandson and his girlfriend Destiny that gave to me. Whoops, sorry. This is one of the trays that goes on your chair arm, and they just got this off of Amazon because excuse me, because I had it on the list. But this has like it's rough, but it's not like rough, snaggy rough, you know, to where it would do anything to your chair, but it keeps it from sliding around on your chair arm. But they got me this, and I took some tacky glue and glued a couple of magnets up here. I was going to use one for my scissors and one for my needles, but it's got some dust and stuff on it. But anyway, I just used tacky glue because that's not permanent. I can take it off if I decide to. But this has been so handy to have on my chair arm, because I usually keep stuff on my table and then I knock it off in the floor. And so that's what I got for Christmas. My husband got me a yarn swift, real pretty yarn swift, and a ball winder, real pretty wooden ball winder, and it broke the first time we started to wind a skein of yarn, so we got credit back for that, and I got to get a new ball winder. But I don't think it's going to come off of Amazon. I found out that a yarn shop in Columbia has ball winders, so I'm going to stop and get one from them, I believe. So this was what I bought myself after Christmas when it got back in stock at Amazon from Lucas S. I love this. I want to start this like today, but I'm not going to. But I said I love reindeer, and oh my gosh, I absolutely love this piece. So I think I am going to start these this year and just work on them when I can. So yes, Luca S. Check them out. I forgot to show you in the back. Here's their floss presentation. This is, let me look. Oh, this is the gridded fabric. I've never stitched with gridded fabric. Okay, it has, this is 18 count. It has Swaggart linen. It is gridded fabric. Shows it along here. It has anchor floss. It has 53 colors, and it's a skill level of 3 of 5 hearts. So, isn't this gorgeous? It's just gorgeous. I love it. Okay. Thrift store finds. And then it's on to what little bit of yarn or knitting I have. I got a needle magnet there. Okay. I've been hitting the Goodwill pretty good. As I said, we have a new Goodwill that's here in town. And they have really nice stuff that comes in the store every once in a while. Now this, I've mentioned before, let me look, a little bit of wad of, looks like fiberfill on that. I've mentioned before, my husband, wait a minute, did I buy this or did he get it from a storage unit? I think I bought this, but I don't remember where. Okay, these are my scissors. Let me take them out. So this is what I bought. I think I might have got this over at the antique shop. But anyway, it's another little scissor bird. The scissors that were in it did not fit very well, and these don't really either, but they were better than the other ones because the other ones, the beak didn't come out on them. So it's got 9 old wooden, whoops, let me hold it up a little bit. 9 old wooden spools with thread on them. And what is so cool about it, it's got an exhibit tag on it. It's a class number S-722. The name is Mark Black. The club name is the Lucky Horseshoe. He was 11 years old. The project is Advanced Basic Woodworking. And he got an award of B. There was B, oh, that's a ribbon, I guess. Blue, red, or white, or state. So he got a blue. But I wish it had a year on it. It did not have a year on it. But you can tell from the tag that it's old, but I'm so glad the tag was still with it. So I got that. I found these bowls and I just fell in love with the pattern on them. And I could see, oh, that's my husband calling. Hang on. Okay. So I found these bowls, and I'm going to do like a large pincushion, I think, in the middle of these. I got 2 of them. And I think I'm going to pick up just some coordinating fabric and make these giant pincushions. So I got those. And then I found this at Goodwill. This is a small cross-stitch kit that I think I'm going to give away. I forgot to pull the stuff to give away today for my 5,000 subscriber giveaway, but I'm going to give this away. It's a small kit. I found it at Goodwill, and I'm fully disclosing that. I've got some other stuff to give away. One of them is going to be one of my project bags, so make sure you subscribe and like my videos and sign up for the notification. So I found this at Goodwill. It's a Lizzie Kate, and I have this already stitched on black, but whoever donated it started it on an off-white. So, and the stitching is really nice and even on it. So I'm going to finish this. There's the stitching. This is called Scaredy Cats. So that, it had these buttons in it, and it had these buttons in it, and it had these Mill Hill beads in it, and then it had, oops, there's a ruler, magnetic, came with all the DMCs, and there's some metallic, which I guess it's in there, but anyway, all the flosses, and I gave $4 and something, $4.74 for all of that. So I'm going to finish those up at some point. And oh, and it had a wooden hoop. So then this was the second one I found, and it came with a wooden hoop also. It came with, the pattern is Birdie Holiday from Lizzie Kate. And I'm not going to get it out, but it has all the floss down in there too. And I gave $4.74 for it. And this has started. So I'll be finishing it up. But I was just, whoever stitched it does a really nice job. So yeah, for less than $10, I got 2 projects with 2 hoops, and my husband keeps calling and I keep declining. Hang on. Okay, last that I found this at Goodwill the other day for $1.34, and I think it was factory made from the look of it, but at first I thought it was somebody had made it, but I think it's just mass produced. The frames don't line up real good in the corner, but when I took it out of the frame, it's just all glued down, and I don't think it was made by an individual necessarily, but it's super cute. And then yeah, $1.34. So that's what I found on my outings. I have one new project that I started. This is knitting, so if you're not interested in knitting, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you subscribe and hit the notification bell and come back next time and see what I've got going. I appreciate all my subscribers and everyone watching, so just want to let you know that. So I'm going to show you my knitting again. My current knitting project, since I finished my scarf, I got this pattern from Knitting Squirrel's blog, and it's called the Mitered Square Blanket. How to knit a mitered square blanket. I've been seeing a lot of knitters on YouTube working on these, and I thought they were pretty cool, so I decided to go ahead and do it. I just have a small amount started, and then, what was I going to say? I don't remember. My mind went blank. Anyway, I have a small amount started, so not too much. But this is where I'm at. I started with the green square. I did the blue square. Then I did the pink square, the beige square. And now I did the blue square up here. But you pick up stitches and knit your square. I'm not going to go into any details because there's lots of videos on them. I chose the knitting squirrel to do her instructions. I thought they were very clear. I just printed out the blog, and she has lots of instructions here, so go check her out if you want to. And I'm using just a variety of yarns that I have on hand, lots of them, change them every square. I do a square in probably 2 hours, maybe get a little faster as I get comfortable with it. So that is my knitting project, and I think that is everything. I need to call my husband because I'm sure he's wondering if I'm going to the vet by myself or if he's going to ride along. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed everything I showed you today. I hope you stop back by when I have another video. So yeah, hit the subscribe and the notification bell, and then you'll get that. I always say I'm going to try to be back in 2 weeks. It rarely happens. But anyway, I'm glad you stopped by and watched my videos. And I guess that's it. So I will see you next time. And I hope you get lots of stitching done and have a great week. So thanks. Bye.